Hey everyone, I am Carrie Little, and I am your host of Coffee with Carrie every Friday on Instagram. But I am also your real estate agent, educator, trainer. I am the broker owner of Caremark Realty Group, and I want to talk to you about the market shift. So if you're a real estate agent, take notes. And if you're a seller, listen to your real estate agents because there's a market shift. It is happening now. It is August 1st when I'm recording this video. So here's just a few things that I would share with you as a seller and an agent should share with the seller. So number one is interest rate changes. Number two, market trends. And number three, absorption rate, like how long it takes to absorb the inventory. So this is what I've been doing. And not necessarily sharing my screen, although maybe I could share my screen with you because I've been Googling a few things and I went to a report from Freddie Mac. And so, yeah, why not? Why not share my screen with you? Here we go. Just to make it easy. That way, I think you'll get it. So I'm currently sharing my screen with you and just you can Google, you can go to Freddie Mac. And so this kind of gives you a historical trend on mortgage rates. Now, different from when the feds increased the rates. And we know we've had a Fed increase in March. We've had a rate hike in June and in July, like last week. So if you're watching this is August 1st, 2022. We know that has happened. But if you look at the trends, first of all, since 1971, I know that year very well, like average mortgage rates were like 7.77. And if we just look here, like interest rates were really low around November of 2021. Like I'm not a mortgage lender. Talk to your mortgage lenders, talk to your banks, find out what the interest rates are today. But we've been going up, I think, since about March. So if you even just look at this, like interest rates keep going up. We were at like 2.5% around November. And clearly, and let's see if I had another, did I have another report? Here's the other one. And so in 2022, the average was like 4.61. Like, look at what's happening. So as a homeowner, if you're trying to sell your home, if you were selling your home in November, your house was more affordable to someone with a 2.5 interest rate. It doesn't mean your house isn't affordable today, but it's a different buyer because interest rates go up because, higher interest rates, your purchase power changes, it goes down. Lower interest rates, your purchase power goes up. So as a seller, you need to understand this because the market is shifting and homes are sitting a little bit longer because you have that buyer that can no longer buy your house because the interest rates have shifted. So something to think about. And then the other thing I want you to know is market trends. So I have opened my MLS and I have a few reports open. Market trends. I pulled just a random area, Hyde Park. I live way out in the suburbs, but I was having a conversation with an agent today about this. So this is market trends, detached single family, all single family, not just 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, or 4 bedrooms, all single family. So if you were to look at this in Hyde Park, and I might pull another area, you can see number of new properties. 1, nothing sold in February. Number of new properties in March of 2021, 5, only 1 sold. And then you can kind of see the market time. So not a lot of inventory, even if you jump down to July. So if you can see, even in this market, you don't see as much. So we'll come back and pull another area. The other one I have is a market statistics report, Hyde Park. And if you look at this, and this is detached single family, look at these 3 bedrooms. This is telling me that out of all of the properties that were listed, only 57% sold. And they sold under 100% of ask, sales price versus list price. And 43% of what was listed expired. They're not selling. So when I look at this, and then if I hop over to, and this is Hyde Park, all of Hyde Park, I'm pretty sure, let me just double check. Yep. Detached. Let's get rid of the attached so it makes more sense. And you can now see that we are in still a seller's market, but closer to a stable market. So 3 months or less is a Seller's market, 4 to 6 months is kind of a stable. That's when buyers and sellers are kind of negotiating kind of fairly. And then after 6 months, it's like a buyer's market. So it's shifted a little bit. So let's kind of pull another area and let's see what's going on. So kind of random, Payload Park. And most of you, if you don't know, I'm the designated managing broker of a company. So I try not to sell. I do, my husband takes my clients out. So here's Payload Park, and you can see what's happening. So in January of 2021, you had 14 new properties, nothing closed. December, people are still not quite sure what they want to do. February, you had 7 new properties, 4 sold. And then look at the median and average sales prices. Now, if we hop over to February of 2022, we had 10 new, we had 3 sold, but the median sales prices went up. This is February of 2022. Interest rates are still a little bit low. But now we have July, 15 new, 9 sold. Median sales prices are up, and then average days are 17. So we now know if you want to sell your home based on this data, you're probably selling around here. But if you list, you're probably around 700,000 average median here. You're probably listed too high because this is where properties are selling. Now, this is the entire market. So Payload Park, let's do this again. Now let's look at market data, market trend. No, not market trends, the market statistics. Let's see what we get. And now let's look at, okay, we're still doing pretty good. If you have that 3-bedroom, average sales price is around 511, selling for about 100% of ask. But what hasn't sold, but it's still on the market is 634. So if you're a seller, you need to ask your agent, tell me the truth and be prepared to hear the truth. If you're an agent, you need to share the truth, even if your seller doesn't want to hear it. Because I know as a homeowner, I want to list at top dollar, but if I list too high, I'm probably going to end up chasing the market and lose out on that buyer that would have purchased. So little high, only 3% expired. So we're doing okay. So now let's look at the absorption rate. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to go find this number so I don't have to do it again. And let's put in it. Let's find out if you're still in the seller's market. So still in a seller's market for Payload Park. Let's randomly pull another area. So let's see. Let's try Naperville. So it gives you an idea of what's happening in the marketplace. Naperville still a seller's market. Oh, Hinsdale. Still a seller's market. But here's what I want you to see for everyone we looked at. 7 to 12 months prior. Like this was the current to 3 months prior. So this would be like July, June, and May. Still a seller's market, but look at like months ago, like over 7 months ago, super seller's market in my mind. And then it went up a little bit. And then now current 3 months. So this is my guess based on the interest rates. We're going to end up in a stable market by October. So this will probably be around 4 months. So if you are a seller and you haven't listed or you just listed, you might not sell for 45 days. Depending on the market, you might not go under contract because buyers are taking their time because interest rates have gone up. They're taking their time to make a decision. And we also know in Illinois, because I'm in Illinois, it might take a little bit longer for a house to sell when we get to the fall and in the winter months, because most of us, we list our properties in the spring because people want to get their houses listed because they want to move in the summer because we're cold and because for other reasons, kids in school, you want to get to know the neighbors when it's warm outside. So there's some other factors that come into play. So, and why not? Let's just pick another random area just so you kind of get an idea of how this kind of works. So let me see, I can never figure out all of these. Let's try Highland Park. There we go. Let's see what the absorption rate looks like, and then we'll kind of sum this up. So notice like we're going up. So the absorption rate is taking a little bit longer to absorb all of the current inventory. So I shared this with all of you. Why? Because there's a shift. So number one, things to share with the seller. And number one, if you are a seller, things to think about. You got to look at the rate changes. It's been going up since January. Now, the feds have been changing the rates, but I think in March, June, July. So mortgage rates are a little bit different. Talk to a lender. Number two, you got to look at the trends, what's happening, and then the absorption rate. Now, there's some other things you might look at that might impact a certain, your community. But these are things you need to look at, because if you are trying to sell and it hasn't moved, your real estate agent is telling you the truth. There's a shift and the data doesn't lie. So thanks for joining me. If you're a real estate agent, join me in the Agent Journey membership. I have a new agent training coming out at the end of August that will be available. Join me on Instagram. I educate real estate agents, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out the new videos with my identical twin on the next generation and tech. I'm Carrie Little. Thanks for watching.